Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to Carol's Craft Cottage. Today's video is video number 2 in the Armoire Junk Journal kit. And I am featuring the die from Scrapdiva Designs that is called the Armoire Tag Die Set. I have created a junk journal that we are making. I've created the file, and this is going to be offered to anybody who would like to have it for free. I will leave my email in the description box below so that you can get that emailed to you. It will be in a file that I will email to you, and it is free. All I ask is that you do not sell it or repurpose the images to sell as your own. This is something I want to offer to everyone for free. And so we're going to be doing tags, and the junk journal cover will feature this die. So I'm going to just take that out of the frame. I will have a link. It is an affiliate link to that die at Scrapdiva Designs for you to purchase. And you can also use Carol 10 at checkout for 10% off your order. And thank you so much for using my code and my affiliate link. It really helps my channel, and it is also allowing me to do things like this, like creating the Armoire Junk Journal to offer to you guys. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Next, I'd like to say, if you are new or this is your first time here, my videos feature lots of paper crafting ideas and tutorials. If this is something you enjoy, won't you consider subscribing? I'd love to have you back. And I hope to be offering more free things coming up, so it will benefit you to subscribe to my channel to know when I have something to offer to you. And for all my returning friends, welcome back. You mean the world to me, and I appreciate your support and comments so very much. So let's go ahead and make the cover for our Armoire Junk Journal. In the previous video, I showed you how to put your signatures together, and now we are going to bind them in the book. So what I have here is some medium weight chipboard. I get this off of Amazon, and I cut it to size for my project. So I had to make this a little bit bigger because I want the tags not to stick out of my junk journal. I just don't want them to. So I use this backing piece for my template to create the covers. So you're going to cut your junk journal cover 9 by 5 3/4. So you'll need 2 of those. And I selected my spine to be 3 1/4 by 9. So let me go ahead and write that down, because I will leave these measurements in the description box below so that you'll have that. All right, so I have my 3 pieces, and my papers look really well with this. This actually comes from Joann's. I got this a long time ago, and these are the cover pages I'm using, and it's these papers are kind of vintage looking. They've got that vintage, what was that ink? It's vintage something, vintage tea or something from Tim Holtz. So it's got that kind of color in here. So I'm deciding to use this craft paper that has little black dots as my cover. And then we're going to have to glue this together. So that these are 12 by 12 sheets, by the way. And I recommend 12 by 12 sheets. So let me get my pin to get that unclogged. I have not been in my craft room for several days. I had to go and watch my grandchildren for several days as my family are big Green Bay Packer fans, and my son follows a lot of the local Green Bay sites and Packer fan sites and things. And on Thursday, he got a call from, or not a call, but an email from one of the sites that he won playoff tickets to the Packer game in Dallas on Sunday. So that was kind of like last minute, and he called me and asked me if I could watch my granddaughters, and of course I said I could. So I went there. So you see I'm gluing these two pieces together. I went there on Friday night so that they could get ready. And they left on Saturday, but I stayed over there with the girls Friday night so I could give them breakfast and everything, because my son and my daughter-in-law left early in the morning for their flight. So yeah, I was there till yesterday. I got home in the afternoon and I was so tired I didn't do anything. Of course, it didn't go smoothly because my youngest granddaughter got croup, actually, on Saturday night. I did not sleep too good because she woke up at 2 in the morning with croup. And then again, she had another spell at 6. So yeah, but not Sunday. We did good Sunday. And then, of course, everybody's sick and she couldn't get into the doctor till yesterday. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm going to center that seam down the middle of this spine, because it's going to be covered anyway. So I'm putting that in the middle, and then I'm going to put these on the sides like this. And if you have been following along with me, I did show you how to make a junk journal cover this past summer in 2023. I did a Cottage Girls journal set, and I had purchased this instrument right here off of AliExpress, and this is what I use to get good spacing in between my chipboard. So this is what I use. And so I'm going to center this here, and I'm going to put this piece on first. So yeah, it was a great thing for my son to go to the game and have the Packers win. It will be something that he'll never forget. And he was so appreciative to be able to go and see it. So that's my story, my little story for this video. All right, so we're going to center this in the middle here, like this. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to get a good press. Now I'm going to stick this piece right here. And this is where I'm going to put my cover on this side. So I will tell you there is a little bit more to the story. In 2019, from the same site that my son goes on, he did win tickets to go to Lambeau Field in December of 2019. And he and my husband, who has been a lifelong Packer fan, they went to Lambeau Field to see the Packers play in 2019. They had a great time, and it's something they've talked about a lot. I'm glad they got to go. Sometime I'd like to go to at least to Lambeau. All right, so I'm going to put this down here, and to make sure I have good spacing, I'm going to stick this in here and make sure it's straight. All right. Maybe I should follow that website, right? And sign up for the giveaways that they have. All right, we're going to do the second or the back. Alrighty, so I'm going to stick this here. I'll tell you, this tool is helpful. And I'm going to place this down. And before the glue sticks, I'm going to go over here. And I need to push it over here. Okay, and put it back here. Make sure I get good spacing. And one more time. Yes. All right. Okay, so I have way more. I'm going to take that, put that out of sight. You can see I have way more paper on this side than I need, so I'm going to cut it. And I don't know if I want to bring, let's see. I think I'll just cut it with scissors. Let me measure what this is. This is about 1.5 inches. Let's see how good I was. That is exactly 1.5 inches. This is just a smidge over 1.5 inches. So I'll want 1.5 inches this way. This is kind of big. So I'll want 1.5 inches. So let's do this. 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. So it's going to get cold here tonight. So we were going to have to run our water all night long so our pipes don't freeze. Because we don't have basements here. All right. 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put this here. And just do that. That's 1.5 inches. So we're going to take scissors and cut this. And that's all you need anyway to turn over. There we go. And we'll put this aside because we can use that for pockets and tags. So since I chose craft, we'll match that to tags and things like that. And it'll make everything coordinate in your journal be so pretty. You could probably do this by taking your paper cutter, but man, if I put my paper cutter up here, you're not going to be able to see much of anything. So I'll do it the old-fashioned way. All right, so we're going to put it just like this. Okay, so dummy me, this ruler is 1.5 inches. Oh, wow. Okay, this ruler is actually 1.5 inches wide. Okay. I hope you've had fun watching that. All right, save that. Okay, now comes the part where we're going to start folding in all these corners. So this comes in handy. I'm going to put this like this. And this is where, let me see. This is where we're going to cut that off. So we're almost there. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to come on over here. And this really helps me because I have a tendency not to cut too straight. I'm going to put this here. Close, 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 close. All right. I'm going to flip this over. What if I do that? Yeah, that works. There we go. Well, look at that. All right. Take that out of the way. And we are going to go ahead and cut these. And I will leave a link to that binder tool, if it's still available, in my description box. I'll get it from the tutorial I had for the cottage girls. All right, so now we're getting ready to fold these over. So we're going to like work it. I try to like run it. Get it started. Same with this. This one. And all I'm doing is running it on that edge to try to work it to flip over nice and smoothly. This is a little bit harder to do, but all right. And then we're going to do that again to this side. All right, and it's appears to be going. So I'm going to take this and start working it with my bone folder. All right, and we're going to flip it onto this side. And we're going to start working this side. And we're going to put these two long sides down first. Now, if you want to use double-sided tape, you're welcome to. It doesn't work here so well for me in the South, so I glue everything. And you don't have to use this white glitter glue either. You can use the fabric tack. That would work well on this. Okay, I'm going to fold this up. And use my bone folder for a good stick. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to use my bone folder to start working this crease. Get the paper down in there. And I'm going to work this a little bit. Same with this side. right, then I'm going to the other side. We're going to put glue on this. I tell you, I have caught the junk journal bug. I love making junk journals. I love doing all kinds of crafts, to tell you the truth. I know you see my new bracelet. My granddaughter made that for me. I haven't taken it off since she made it for me this weekend. All right, now we're going to press on this to get it to stick. And then we're going to take our bone folder and go in that crease and work that paper in there. Okay, we're going to do it again. And then we're going to see if we get this to stick. We don't want it to come up when this folds up. That's good. Press this down and then fold this side up. And look to see if you have any paper that pulls up. It shouldn't if you've got a good stick. So there is that, which that's how I want it to look. Looks good. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to fold these in. So you'll want to press these little corners in so you get a nice finish on your corner. And when I pull this up, you'll see how nice those corners turn out. All right, so we are going to glue this, and I'm going to make sure I put enough there. All right, we're going to push this up. And once you stick that, you can hardly see that corner at all. And that's exactly what you want. You want a nice smooth edge. All right, now we're going to go to this side. Okay, you want to make sure you press those in so that they fold nicely. And then you're just going to fold up. Use your bone folder to press it all in. And we are looking good. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to sew in the signatures, which I have right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cover here, and I am just going to use, let's see if this is big enough. No. So you want this to be, your cover in here to be a little bit bigger. So I think I'm going to do I think I'll do a 4 3/4 inch by, let's see, 4 3/4 I said. And I'll write this down. Let's see, inside spine is 4 3/4 by, I think I'm going to go with like 8 8.5 or 8 3/4. Let's see what 8 3/4 looks like. I can always go smaller because this is 9, remember. Okay, so I like that. So 4 3/4 by 8 3/4 for the spine. Okay, and we're going to glue that on there, but before I do that, let me show you this template. So this template is going to be in the file. I decided to scan it for you to make it easy for you to make this journal instead of having you make one of your own. So you see the 3 signatures are right here. This is how we're going to sew it in. And so we're going to mark the middle of this with these dots for sewing. And just center it in between this 4 3/4 by 8 3/4 piece. So you're going to put your dots in here, and these are the dots that you're going to use to sew in your signatures. Now, if you want to, you can use elastic and you don't have to do any sewing. You would just put the elastic around the spine and insert your signatures in there. So that's, I know you probably can't see this, but right now, but that's what it looks like. That's all right. And I'm going to center this in here, and I'm going to glue it. And sewing the signatures in is not hard. I would do some elastic or rubber band or whatever you call it, signatures in a journal, but I have to get that. I thought about using the Goodies headbands, but I want to be able to put beads on my elastic, if that makes sense, to make them fancy. Okay, I'm going to center that in the center here. And on the top here, I'm going to turn this around, make sure it's centered here and here. Yeah, that's close. All right. Okay. Then I have to go down into here to work that. So it will fold up. And this is the last piece that you have to worry about for your spine. All right, let's see how we're doing. Okay, that's good. I don't have anything pulling up on there. And we're going to go on this side. We want to make sure the paper is not pulling up. And that looks good. So there we are that far, and I got some paper pulling up here. So I want to make sure that I get it all stuck down. I still have a little bit coming up here, so I'm going to stick some glue in there. Still wants to come up on me. Okay. That looks good. I have a little bit coming up here. And we'll look at this again. All right, that looks good. So now we are going to take this right here, which is called an awl. Now, I would tell you that I put my my binding templates in this little thing, but this is called, I'll show you the label on it. It's called a book binding, I don't know what that means, but it's a set of 11 bookbinding tools for sewing and crafting. So I got this off of Amazon, and it comes with this tool, some bone folders. It comes with this wax string, which is very helpful in sewing in your signatures for junk journals. And then it comes with this tube with several different needles for sewing, and they're all the same. Some have holes that are wider than others on the top, but they're all the same length. So if you want to do that, you are welcome to do that. Purchase that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to poke my holes in to my book binding, because we are going to cover the spine after this, because we are going to cover the sewing. If you want to leave it exposed, you're welcome to do that. If you do that, make sure that you have what you want as paper on your spine already. So I am doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. You can do 3 if you want to. If you don't want to do the 5, I think the 5 holds my signatures in better. I have done 3 before, and it felt a little loose to me, so I always do 5. Okay. So now you see all my holes have been punched. All right, and the next thing you want to do with this is you're going to take your template. I'll take mine back out. I had already done this off camera, but you're going to punch holes in your signatures. And I don't know if you can see it right there, but I have my signatures already punched, and I'm just going to show you real quick. You're going to go to the center portion of your signatures, which mine is right here. And what you're going to want to do is make sure that all your papers are straight, that the crease is in the center. And when you have that done, you're going to want to take these clips that you have, whatever you use, clothespins, whatever kind of clips you have, and you're going to clip your papers so they do not move while you're working. While you're poking, I should say. All right. You're going to do that. And since this one is a open up one, I'll just show you that like that. That was an open up center. What you're going to do is you're going to take the template that I provided for you, and where the crease is, put one of the lines here and center it on the page. Okay? You center it on the page, And then what you'll do is you'll just take a pencil and then you'll go and you'll mark each one of these holes all the way down. And then you will take this off and then find your pencil mark and then push this through the pages all the way down. You can see I already did mine because I wanted to save some time in this video. And then you can leave your pages like that, because we are going to take this now and we are going to sew this into the book. So what I'm doing, I have page number, signature number 3. So I'm going, which is the last signature in my book. So I'm going to sew it on in the last holes here. So you're going to take some of your waxed string here. And this has lasted me quite a while. I've had this wax string here for all the journals that you've seen me make. I even have another one you haven't seen yet that I will be sharing with you soon. But I've used this for every single one and it's still going. So a spool of this lasts a long time. So I do more than I should probably, but I've got about 24 inches here. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and I start in the middle. So I'm going to put my needle in the middle and I'm going to go in the middle hole here. And I'm going to leave a tail. That's about 6 to 7 inches. And then I'm going to come up. And I know you can't see me too good on here, but as we go along, you'll see it. All right, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to turn it over and make sure it's tight. And it is. And I'm going to go down this one. Then I'm going to come back up the second hole. And when I come up, I don't want to split my thread. So that's why I'm looking, because I don't want the thread to split. Because it doesn't look nice. Okay, so then I'm going to go down this one. All right. Then up on this hole, and we'll be doing this 3 times, so you'll get to see it, so you won't miss out. Quite possibly, looks like my paper shifted a little bit, maybe. Got that one. Here we go. And I'm going down the last hole. Okay, then I want to make sure all my pieces are nice and tight. That's also why you don't want to have splits in your string. So you can tighten it like I just did. And then we're going to come up here. Okay, and then we're going to go down here. And then the last one is to come up here. And then we are going to tie these pieces. So you will see I have stitching all the way down here. And then on the back, you will see I have stitching, and I have 2 stitches right here, but that's okay. It's not going to show. So if you want to, you could also tie this on the other side so that you don't see the tying as well. But if you leave a little string on here, you could always tie a pretty charm and let it be another embellishment in your paper, which would be very, very pretty. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to clip this. Okay, so that is signature number 3. Now we're going to put number 2. So I'm going to open this up. I've already poked the holes in this one. Let's make sure that I have this centered. Don't think I do. All right, that'll help me right there. All right. And we'll go down this way. Make sure these all line up. I probably should have poked these on camera, but I thought I was saving time. Okay, that is good. And let's go back here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Back here. Yep. Okay, so we're ready to do this one in the middle. All right, I'm going to take a drink of coffee. I have a little bit of a sore throat, so bear with me. All right, so we're going to go down the middle for signature number 2. Leave about 7 or 8 inches. Then we're coming up this hole right here. All right. And down this one. Back up this one. And make sure you don't split your threads with your needle. All right, tighten that up. Pull this one to tighten it. Okay, we're going to go down this one again. Then up this one. Down this one. And you make sure you don't split that thread, that wax thread. And then we're going to go down the middle again. And up this one. And we're going to make sure everything is tight. Okay, we're going to tie this one. And I did 3 knots, by the way. Now we're going to the 3rd signature. The last one, which is actually the first one because we went backwards lining these up. Okay. So we're going to line these pages up. I have an envelope in here, so I want to make sure it's correct. I think this is the one I have the envelope. Maybe not. Maybe I already did it. Yeah, maybe so. Okay. So all right, so I'm going to hasten this a little bit by putting it in here. Putting the awl in here. Here we go. So now I got both sides lined up. See this? Nope, I must have moved it. All right, I'm going to push that page out. Let's try this again. All right, let's try this. All right. Oh yeah, the envelope is there. I knew that was what was going to give me problems, the envelope. Okay. Okay. Now we're ready to do this one. going to go right here. All right, and again we go in the middle. And I'm having problems with this one for some reason. Let's see. Oh, okay. That was perfect. Why does it go down? There we go. Okay, make sure you got it going in the right direction. I did one time, I sewed it upside down. So it can happen. All right. And weave a tail. All right, come up the second one. Whoa, okay. So stuff happens. This is the real me. Okay, here we go again. Tail. Up the second one. This should be easier because this is the last one, right? I've already done two. The last one should be easy. Okay, now I gotta pull my string. Now I'm going into the first hole. All right, I'm coming back up the second hole. And I don't want to split my thread. Very important. You know what I should do? Look at. Well, no, I wouldn't be able to see what I was doing. I was going to say I was going to clip it down to the cardboard, but nope. Okay, I'm going down the middle. And I'm coming up on the fourth hole. And I'm going down into the fifth. There we go. Coming back up on the fourth. Down the middle. And up the second. Somehow my die gravitated over here. And make sure that everything is even on here. Okay. Pull this one up a little bit. There we go. Okay, this, here we go. Here we go. All right, we're gonna tie it. 3 knots. I'm sorry that this is a long video, but I don't want to do more than one journal. Don't want to have 2. Okay, so we've got our 3 signatures in. Now we're going to cover our book. So I printed this for my cover. I think my armoire will look good on this right here on the cover. So what, these are beautiful prints that are very colorful. What I did was I printed this on photo cardstock, and you can get this at Walmart or you can get it at Amazon. And I think Amazon is the better deal, so I'll leave a link to this cardstock in the description box below so you can see what I'm talking about, and you get this beautiful print with that, using that cardstock. So this is 5 3/4 inch wide by 9. So I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go cut it this way. It was 5 3/4. So before we cut this though, we have to cut the lines. I have my printer set at fit to page, but I still get the border. So I'm going to cut these off. I just love the colors in this. It's sort of deep pinks and a tattered rose and a some kind of a really pretty blue color. I can't think of the name I would call it. It's almost like a peeled paint. If I'm thinking about the colors, the what do you call them? Distress colors. Oh boy. So it's 5 3/4. So I'm going to go 5 1/2 just to see what it looks like. Just a 1/4 inch around. So I'm going to cut that. And then I'm going to go at 8 3/4. And I think they both look the same. I don't want to cut that off. I'm going to put that on the bottom. So look at the, see how that flower is pointing down. This should be, you got to look at the butterfly. So this would be the bottom and this would be the top. So I want to keep as much of the bottom as possible. So I'll cut that way. So we're going to cut at, I'm going to take a little bit more off of here. Just a smidge. Okay. And then I'm going to cut at 8 3/4. All right. I got to save some of that blue, so that's pretty. All right. So that's going to fit onto here. Let's look and see what it looks like. Yes, I love that. So that's going to fit there. So I need to cut another one. So I did print 2. So we have to cut off all of these. And this was paper number 14, by the way, that I'm using for my cover. If you are following along and want to make it exactly like I did. Okay, and I'm going to keep the more floral side of this. So I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4, 5 1/2. And then I took a little smidge, about an eighth of an inch off the bottom here. And then I cut this at 8 3/4. So that is for my front and my back. So I'm not going to do this on screen because I need to go around the outside edges with my vintage, oh, I forgot the name of it. Let me see. Is it? No, that's walnut stain. Vintage photo, I think it's called. I need to go around the outside edges of this with that. So that is what I have for the cover. And then I will have the size for your spine. And I'm going to do mine in just this regular cardstock here. The craft cardstock is going to be my spine. And then on the inside, if you want to, I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to, on the inside, you could take one of these pages, any one of these of the armoires that you like. Let's see what would be a good one. Like you could do this one, and you could cut it to fit here for your inside page. Or if you want to, I'll leave I don't have the number of this one, but this is going to be what I have on the inside of mine, because I'm thinking I'm going to have pockets in here. And so I just want a plain, but if you want to, you could do, like this one would be a beautiful inside cover right here. And you would cut it, I believe, the same as you did the outside. So yeah, you would cut it at 5 1/2 by 8 3/4. So that is the tutorial for today. The next time I come back on, you'll see my covers on, you'll see my spine on, and so your spine, I would cut it. Let's see, this is a 3 3/8 inch spine, so I would do at least 3/4 to an inch. I would do at least an inch. So 3 3/8, 4 3/8, 5 3/8. Cut your spine. I'll write it down for you too. 5 3/8 by 8 3/4 for your spine. And then on either side, you're going to score it a 1/2 inch. And then put it over your spine. And then we can decorate the spine later. So that's that part of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed that and that you could easily follow along. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And from here, we are going to go on to make pockets and tags and decorate our junk journal. So I hope you're enjoying this. And until next time, remember to sprinkle kindness wherever you go, like confetti. And I didn't say that right, but that's all right. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye-bye.